Thanks for joining us from the Ohio AgNet Voice You Know with the News You Trust studio, sponsored by BASF, where the performance of Veltima fungicide can take your best results even further. Well, the Ohio Field Leader Roadshow will be in Ottawa County on Wednesday, broadcasting from the farm of Sheldon Miller. Dusty and Sheldon will be talking about the growing season, new wetlands, and tornadoes. The Ohio Field Leader is a project of the Ohio Soybean Council and Soybean Checkoff. We'll be at the Northwest Ohio Antique Machinery Steam Show at the Hancock County Fairgrounds on Thursday. That show runs July 31st through August 3rd. Well, we'll begin with Dale. He's got an update from the Ohio corn and wheat growers.
Joining me is Luke Crumley, Director of Public Policy and Sustainability for Ohio Corn and Wheat. Luke, is it too early to start thinking about what's next?
Here's a big win that we're working on right now. The House and the Senate in Washington have both started their appropriations process for fiscal year 2026. And on the House side, they just had their Ag Appropriations Subcommittee meeting where they approved language that would include new dollars in this environment where everyone's talking about DOGE and cutbacks. We've been able to go to our champions, folks like Marcy Kaptur, and talk to her and her team about issues like vomitoxin. And she was able to get $500,000 put into the House version of that Ag Appropriations budget specifically for vomitoxin research, something that is affecting some part of Ohio each and every year. We have been able to work through our champions in Congress to address that. It's not a done deal, but it's in the language for the House version of AgriPropes, and that is a huge step forward, especially in this environment. It's the first year we've asked for it. We're able to demonstrate the real challenge that vomitoxin presents to our growers here in Ohio, and now we have a path forward, and our next step is to get the same language in on the Senate side and make sure that when the appropriations packages pass, either in September or at the end of the year, depending on whether or not Congress does their homework, right? If we can get those appropriations packages done at either of those times, if we're successful, then we can kickstart some federally funded research to prevent vomitoxin, keep it from moving west, any number of things. Huge win if we get it done.
And thank you, Luke Crumley, Director of Public Policy and Sustainability for Ohio Corn and Wheat.
What producers paid for inputs and services in 2024 was down slightly year over year per the USDA's annual Farm Production Expenditure Report.
We're trying to cover really everything that the name implies.
Lance Honig of USDA's National Agricultural Statistics Service referring to the annual Farm Production Expense Report released Friday.
What are farmers and ranchers spending on an ongoing basis to make their operations work? Inputs into livestock or crop-related operations, rent, fuel costs, seed costs, livestock feed, and everything in between.
Among news of note from the latest report covering the 2024 calendar year, lower production expenses, a 0.9% reduction from the previous year. Of the over $477 billion in farm production expenses last year, $230 billion consist of feed, farm services, labor, and livestock and poultry-related expenses. Expenditures by farm in 2024 was down 0.4% from the prior year. I'm Rod Bain reporting for the U.S. Department of Agriculture in Washington, D.C.
Critics are decrying the reorganization plan for USDA announced by Ag Secretary Brooke Rollins. In a written statement, Amy Klobuchar, the Democratic ranking member of the Senate Ag Committee, condemned the plan as a, quote, half-baked proposal and called for USDA officials to appear before Congress, saying they must have an immediate hearing before more damage is done. The markets are next.
Soybeans are a game changer for Ohio's pork industry. Pigs thrive on soybeans' perfect blend of protein and energy, helping hogs nationwide devour the equivalent of 292 million bushels of soybean meal annually. Ohio is number 7 in pork production, contributing to the billions of pounds of pork enjoyed by families across the nation each year. From sizzling bacon to barbecued ribs, soybeans power the farms that feed families. Brought to you by Ohio soybean farmers and their checkoff.
Diane from Michigan, a disabled senior citizen trying to get by. Henry from Florida, a veteran fighting to make ends meet. Elena from Arizona, a mother struggling to feed her daughter. Hi, I'm Connie Britton, and I support Feeding America because they help provide over 6 billion meals to people in need each year, like Diane, Henry, and Elena. Learn more at feedingamerica.org. Feeding America, 200 food banks strong.
The market's brought to you by Seed Consultants. Simply better performance online at seedconsultants.com. At the Board of Trade, September corn $3.93 3/4, down 5 3/4. December corn down a nickel at $4.14. August beans $9.88 3/4, down a dime. November beans $10.11 1/2, down 9 1/2. September wheat $5.38 1/4, up 1/4 cent. At the Mercantile Exchange, August cattle $227.87, up $1.40. August hogs $108.52, down 17 cents. September feeder cattle $334.55, up $2.35. This is the Ohio AgNet.